What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. I'm here with Chill Step. We're gonna be jumping into something. Don't trust Prince EA, a Prince EA diss track from Boyinaband. Let's jump in. Let's check it out together. We don't normally do diss tracks, so this one might end up being a Discord exclusive, but we'll find out after we get through with it. We damn sure ain't looking for no drama anywhere. I like Prince E's message. But at the same time, if somebody else has a message, then I think we should hear them out too. So let's jump into it. Let's check it out together. Let's see what we got. Chill Step, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
But underneath the surface, there is...
Oh, wait. What happened here? How are we going to start? How are you going to start me in 10 seconds?
Hi, I'm Dave from Boyinaband. Recently, I was looking around the internet when I found a video telling me, "You are not depressed, stop it," with an angry-looking guy in the thumbnail who I recognized. This is Prince E. He's a YouTuber and rapper who has more recently started making content which is motivating and inspiring, according to himself. You've probably seen some of the more successful stuff on Facebook. His spoken word videos have gone freaking crazy viral. Now at first glance it looks like he's spreading a good message, but underneath the surface there are some really fundamental things he's doing which struck me as seriously dodgy, and watching the video behind the angry thumbnail pushed me over the edge. So today I'm calling out Prince E on several things I think he's doing wrong. First, that video. Okay, so it's obvious clickbait, and that's understandable. We've all got to do what we've got to do to compete with BuzzFeed, you know what I'm saying? But the problem I had was within the...
I hate BuzzFeed, by the way.
Content.
You are not depressed. Stop saying that.
Did he just say that? I'm so mad, I'm seriously gonna go off on this guy in the comments.
Oh, snap. I got people mad already, ready to go off on me in the comments.
How did he know?
You may be experiencing a depression right now, but you...
too, right?
What's that?
It's a little bit of satire too.
Yeah, it's a little bit comedy, a little bit satire.
Yeah.
are not depressed. See, you are the sky. Depression, frustration, sadness, these are passing clouds. They come, they go.
Okay, I'm gonna have to stop you there. No, depression does not always go. See, it looks like you're mixing up this Wikipedia page with this one. Depressed can be a mood, like sadness or frustration, but depressed can also refer to major depressive disorder. A mental disorder people are genetically predisposed to. I'll let this professor from Stanford University explain it.
It's a biochemical disorder with a genetic component, and early experience influences where somebody can't appreciate sunsets. And that's what this disease is about.
Seriously, well worth watching the full thing. Small Hagrid has some great insight.
Small Hagrid. That's hilarious.
There's other links, by the way, in the comment, like in the section below.
Okay. Fantastic.
Oh, he has a full video for this as well, but that's like an hour or something like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
checked.
long.
So let's see what else.
That's super long.
Yeah, but it is from a university, so it's like a lecture, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that, so...
Prince has to say.
Now pause the video right now and take some time with this. This is life-changing.
If you have to tell someone something is life-changing, then it probably isn't that life-changing.
You are the witness, the perceiver of depression. And that which perceives depression is not depressed.
Okay, I get what you're trying to say. If you treat your emotions and thoughts as if you were a passive observer, you're more likely to be able to live with them. This is at the core of a type of scientifically backed therapy, which my therapist did, called ACT. I actually emailed one of the people who created the therapy, Stephen Hayes, who sent me a bunch of studies with evidence of it being effective. But there are a lot of people who are stuck with brains that do not let their sadness go. And this is why this part of his video is so problematic.
See, imagine this remote control is depression. So you got you, and then you got depression. Depression comes, it goes, it comes, it stays for a while, it goes.
For those people who have the mental disorder, it's like saying to someone in the middle of a heart attack, you don't have heart attacks. You may be experiencing a heart attack, but you do not have heart attacks. Heart attacks come, they go. And judging from the comments, it's not just me who felt strongly about this. In fact, one of his fans uploaded a response video.
That's obviously the comments thing. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll speak for Prince EA on this one. Yeah, no. The world's too damn offended these days. Kids don't have any reason to be born with depression. Kids don't even know what the hell depression is until you tell them what depression is. Like,
I had to deal with the depression, like, for a big part of my life.
when you've gone through something. Kids on the average these days, though, everybody, it's a trend to be depressed. It's a trend to have some sort of
They're more like snowflakes.
yeah, I don't deal with the snowflake portion. If you're literally born with a disease, that's completely different than just being offended by everything that's said. That just, oh, I'm depressed, and if you say I'm not depressed, then I'm more depressed. No, that's not the way it works. So all the people in the comments, 90% of them were probably people that probably should have been swallowed in consumption. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, the world don't need people like that. I grew up on The Simpsons and South Park. I'm not offended by fucking anything.
Which really explained this well.
First of all, thank you for being an incredible force for change. It's fantastic, but dude, if this is depression and you had been in my house yesterday, I would have thrown the fucking thing at you. It's not a choice that people make. It's a shift in perception that's caused by, or has its basis in biochemistry. What you're saying there, I think, almost even errs on the side of being a little bit dangerous for folks.
But I thought I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he just messed up once with this topic, until I found another video where he mentions the same concept with some more mistakes.
See, this world we live in, it creates depression.
For the mood, yes. For the mental illness, no.
Sunsets.
This is where the damaging part comes in.
See, everybody suffers from depression.
There's always this little voice between the lines there of, come on, pull yourself together. We all deal with this sort of thing.
This video is going to encourage that voice in depressed people, which makes them feel inadequate. Everyone else has it come and go, but not me. That's the kind of thing that could contribute to the statistic he referenced at the start of this video.
Did you know that in 10 years, depression will be the leading cause of death?
Hang on, really? Even over heart disease or cancer? That seems really freaking high. Let me check his sources. Oh wait, there isn't one. Wait, is it here? Now what about under here? Behind this? Here? Where the hell is it? And this is the next problem.
No sauce,
The guy
baby.
references studies all over the place.
I read a study yesterday. Study showed it. There was a study done, a hospital study, at a rate of 40 football fields every minute.
But I can't find his sources any frickin' where. Not in the description, not on his Facebook posts, not hidden in the background of his videos. Wait, what's that? Oh, it's just Bigfoot, false alarm. So I
How
have no
Bigfoot get in there?
idea whether what he's saying is just made up, like in his video, Can We Autocorrect Humanity?
Did you know the average person spends 4 years of his life looking down at his cell phone?
Wow, really? Well, I'd love to research this to contribute to the conversation, but I can't because you don't cite the frickin' source! And this made me wonder just how much scientific misinformation is this guy just casually throwing out there? So I started to check.
Studies show the attention span of the average adult today is 1 second lower than that of a goldfish.
Now this struck me as absolute crap, and it turns out that's because it's absolute crap. The closest I could find to a source that he might be referencing was a marketing brochure saying, the average time a user spends to digest information has decreased significantly over the past 12 years, from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2012. Less than the average attention span of a goldfish. And after hours of searching, I couldn't find the actual study at all. But even if we put aside for the moment the fact that he's citing a study that doesn't seem to exist, it still means absolutely bugger all. Because the study measured how long internet users spent on each page before moving on to the next one. It might show that websites load faster now, or that there's more crap on the internet that we have to wade through before finding the good stuff. But it does not show...
I don't know what that was with the lipstick robot, but I want to see that video.
Oh, by the way, didn't Mythbusters did not do a episode with training goldfish
What's that?
on the memory? The Mythbusters did an episode. It was on TV on Discovery Channel.
You might be
probably
right.
Late 2000. I think they did an episode about goldfish and training them. Like they had two groups basically, right? And they trained them on different ways. One failed and the other succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and out of the results was like that goldfish has around a memory of 6 months.
Only 6 months?
Yes. Around that time. I'm not sure though, but I think it was 6 months. They said 6 months, but
Jesus.
you know, if somebody can prove me wrong down in the comments, that will be great.
Let's see.
crap on the internet that we have to wade through before finding the good stuff. But it does not show that people are incapable of paying attention to important messages, which the next part of the video suggests.
So if you're one of the few people on aquatic animals that have yet to click off or close this video, congratulations. Congratulations.
And not only did he mess up the part about human attention spans, but the goldfish part is also wrong. Here are 2 studies proving they can remember things for months, and if that's not your thing, even frickin' Mythbusters did an episode proving it wrong.
30 seconds I think is pretty good to make it through 4 holes. It's It's clear that they've learned, and it's clear that they do, in fact, have a memory longer than 3 seconds.
Myth busted.
I just don't know how many more layers of wrongness it's possible to pile onto one sentence, except maybe this one. Now that one was just a random fact trying to strengthen his point, but some of the things he claims have worse consequences. A line that made me freaking shake with frustration was,
Videos are 6 seconds at high speed and you wonder why ADD is on the rise.
okay, so as you might say,
Stop saying that.
now here, I know you didn't do any research, not just because you called it ADD when it's been known in the psychological community as ADHD since 1987, but also, ADHD is one of the most freaking genetic mental disorders. I contacted one of the world's leading ADHD experts, Dr. Russ Barkley, who told me that, and then explained,
70 to 80% is the result of differences in genetics across the entire population. It exceeds the genetic variation in any psychological trait. If you have an identical twin with ADHD, the risk to you is 75 to 90, 94% roughly.
so does watching short videos cause ADHD?
But we found no real evidence of purely social factors that can explain this disorder. It really behaves very much like a biological trait.
Now, as far as I know, there is ADD and ADHD. So,
Maybe
like,
mixed it up.
I have ADHD. No, because you have attention deficit disorder, which is where you
Yeah.
can't pay attention. And then you have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is something completely different. That's like you're constantly on cocaine. Like, that's me. I can't stop moving my feet. I can't stop moving my legs. That's that. I have to move. I have to do something. But I have friends with ADD that don't have the hyperactive part. So there is too. I'm 90% sure of it. Like, I'm damn so glad I'm off my Ritalin. ADHD is fucking horrible. I would totally agree with him there. It's not.
Especially
I
when you're
get-
young, right?
Why? Yeah, especially when you're young and you're trying to figure out your medication, and my medication was making me extremely aggressive to my brothers and things like that. Like, I've been told my whole life, why are you so hyper? Why can't you just settle down? Why can't you just sit still? And even in the comment section, people say, you look like you're on the withdrawal. What are you doing? Stop moving around so much. It's not that simple.
It's something like a certain tick in your brain, right? Certain connection that is different.
Yeah, something on my body has to be moving at all times. Even when I'm sleeping, I move around a lot. It's just a thing. It's just how it is. Like, it is fucking horrible, though. It is terrible. To feel like an idiot your whole life because you can't pay attention in school. You can't focus on shit. You can't. Or it's either you're that idiot that can't do any of that, or you're the idiot that gets on the damn Ritalin, and then you're just tunnel vision. You can focus on one thing at a time, and it's like you're in a fucking box. I can't do that either. Like, there's other ways. I had to learn that it takes a lot of fucking multitasking for me to be able to deal with it. Like, I have to constantly be focused on different things, not just one.
ADHD is freaking horrible. It's essentially being trapped in your own brain, unable to control yourself like normal people can. This guy is spreading a lie that people could avoid it if they just stopped using their phones, rather than the truth that it is one of the most treatable genetic disorders with medication. And this from a guy who, according to himself, is making smart cool.
I'm gonna make smart cool again.
That is definitely not smart, and it is definitely not cool. So why would he do this? Well, if we take a look later in this video, it brings me to the final issue with Princey. Oh, Princey, oh, Princey, Princey. Oh. Princey makes things seem a lot worse than they actually are, so people get emotional enough to share it.
Mr. Zuckerberg, not to be rude, but you should reclassify Facebook to what it is, an anti-social network.
So because some people are not using Facebook in a healthy way, the entire site, which has allowed billions of people to keep in touch across countries, is antisocial. He gives no sense of nuance to the argument, and he often just totally lies.
Technology.
I'll say there's a difference between being social, human to human, and being social over technology, 100%. So in that way, yeah, it has kind of killed being social. We don't talk. We don't even look at people in the eyes anymore.
Here's the thing, right? I think Discord Instagram, all those medias where you can talk to, lowers the bar. And if you meet that person, and when you meet that person in real life, there's already a kind of an acceptance. There is not a weird moment.
But there becomes a problem when when there's a lot of people on here talking to people that they have zero intention of ever meeting in real life. When you'd rather talk to a computer and type your words than speak to your neighbor. That to me is antisocial. That to me is a problem.
Yes.
But that's also not everybody out there. There are still many people who still keep in touch via fucking letter. Like
old school handwriting and whatnot. Yeah.
But electronics on the whole, technology on the whole, I would definitely say technology has made us more antisocial because we don't even fucking talk to each other anymore. Not in real life, not unless it's about work or some bullshit like that, or unless it's a close friend. Like that's where I have a problem with it too. We're sitting there for hours and hours and hours on end on the internet. But when somebody walks by us, we won't even glance their direction. We won't open the door for nobody. We don't say hi. We don't say good morning, good evening, good night. Like
we're more accepting of people on the internet than we are accepting people in real life.
Yeah. When we don't even know these people on the internet. Not know them.
Like with the meetup that you had with the people from the Discord, I believe. A bunch meetup, and they probably walked, you said it multiple times also in the Discord, they probably walked past each other.
Yeah. That when it comes to things like that, we're definitely making it a more social thing because we're in there every day. We're talking to one another. We're getting to know one another. We've been in there every day for the last how many? Jesus, a year or over a year now. Like it's just if you're doing it that way, and then you guys actually had a meetup. Like you guys met in real life. Now you're social. Now you know each other. But before the Discord, would you have walked past one another because you were looking at your phone, talking to, you know what I mean? That kind of thing gets into my mind and that bothers me a little bit. Like, that's where either that or the television. Why are we so focused on the fucking TV?
Yes, tell me.
Because it makes us...
I barely watch television, so...
Yeah, but there's so many people around the world right now just tuned into a news program or tuned into some bad news shit or tuned into the... One of the things I will say that Prince EA has going for him is that I do believe that a positive mindset works for a majority of people. It may not work for those people that were born with some sort of genetic depression, some sort of bipolar disorder, some sort of mental thing. But the majority of the world who is just feeling a little low, positive thinking can totally flip that around. I think they both have really good points so far. Like,
yeah, I know because I think Prince E has over 6 million subscribers or something like that. So there are people that probably read between the lines from his message, maybe do their own research.
And I don't think
about the things that he say. I mean, maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, it's probably a hard one, because you need to find reliable studies.
Yeah, at the same time, though, I don't think any of it was done out of spite by Prince E. You know what I mean? He might not have just been thinking about the people that were born with an actual depression disorder. And
maybe he's not educated enough. He's just missing parts. He just probably did not do enough research, I guess, before he opened his mouth.
I mean, it could be a number of things, but... He was probably talking about the fucking everyday average person who a positive mindset will get you somewhere. Yes. Thinking in a positive manner, no matter how low shit's going, will get you somewhere. Why? Because the only time that you're ever going to put a foot forward for anything is if you're in a positive mindset. If you're in that super depressed state where you can't even throw back the bed sheet, like, you need some positive reinforcement. You need people in your corner. You need people to like push you on and tell you that things are going to be all right. Yes. But you also got to believe that shit yourself. If you truly are out there just believing, oh, life is nothing but bad things for me, and you're just a normal ass person, then something's wrong with you. You gotta have some sort of want in your body. That's the difference between all of these damn people up at the top and us, is that they wanted to. And they did it, whether it was through blood, sweat, and tears of others, whether it was from some monopoly that they built. They did it. They got off their ass and went and did it. And a lot of people aren't going through easy routes to get to the top.
No, if like I told you a little bit a while back ago about my backstory from my life, right? Like it was and is still a struggle, and I'm still fighting it, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't give up.
Yeah, no, you can't. Well, the second you say I'm done, then you're done.
I'm being at the lowest point of my life, and I'm still climbing out of it. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I guess with a positive mindset you will get there, but you have those bumps in the road that can change your mindset and put you down again, and then you need to find the balance again to get to that mindset to keep going. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. That's why we're constantly trying to push people like that. That's why we're constantly telling people, hey, the second that you say I'm done, there's nothing else for me, that's the fucking end. That's the game over right there. Nothing else is going to happen because you've determined that it's not going to happen. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Once you have made up your mind that you're never going to make it to where you want to make it to, then you're the biggest roadblock in your life. You're the wall that's keeping you from doing it. You've convinced yourself that it's never going to work. I'm never going to be anything. I'm never going to do anything. And once you do that, like, there's nobody that can help you at that point. There's no medicine that can help you at that point. There's nobody that can help you at that point. You have to fucking have it in your own mind, no matter what, that, hey, I can do this.
If you hit your deepest point, the world is not big enough for you.
Either that or you've just not explored enough of it.
Probably. You hit your deepest point, like everything goes dark, basically, right?
Yeah. And then it's like, but there's a lot of people out there, I don't know. I do see a lot of people in the world that they're their biggest obstacle.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that want it, but they don't want it enough to do what's required to get it.
They don't want to put in the work because they're lazy.
Yeah, there is a lot of people, especially Americans. A lot of them just sitting around thinking that they should have a handout for everything in life, and that's not how life works. If that's what makes you depressed, like, you better get over yourself. You better get to work. You better do the normal shit that a normal person does.
I have always had people in my surrounding that kind of tried to pull me down when I was trying to go up, right?
Yeah, you always will. Whether it's jealousy, whether it's
whatever it is, right? They just
that's why I say
some people don't want you to succeed.
A lot of people honestly just need a change of scenery, though. A lot of people just need to change it up. But the problem is, like, I have a friend. She's living in California. She had all of these problems with her dating life and her career and all this stuff. And she thought it was California. So she moved to Alabama across the United States. Guess what? She had all of the same problems. You got to break yourself out of your habits, too. If you have negative habits, you better break that shit and then get a change of scenery and try something new. Surround yourself with a different kind of people than the normal kind of people that you surround yourself with. That kind of thing.
You don't change if you don't change the things that are putting you back before you move.
Yeah.
It's not gonna help because those things will still be there.
Exactly. All right, let's go. Let's see where we're going from here.
Continue.
G has made us more selfish and separate than ever.
Here are several sources which found charitable giving has been growing for decades, but I'd love to see what you base your point on, but oh wait, you didn't cite the source anyway!
The news is 140 characters.
I could have sworn that technology let us freely share our footage and research.
The news is 140 characters.
Issues like police brutality, which never—
The news is 140 characters.
Twitter didn't stop—
The news is 140.
Okay, what else is wrong?
No longer do I want to spoil a precious moment by recording it with a phone. Wanna spoil a precious moment by recording it with a phone. I'm just gonna keep them.
I've noticed this is a surprisingly popular opinion, but I just don't get what's wrong with it. What if you want to share it with someone who couldn't be there? Or if you have a bad memory? Or if, heaven forbid, you enjoy looking at photos?
I don't want to take a picture of all my meals anymore. I'm just gonna eat them.
I don't see the appeal of taking pictures of food either, but
I've never seen the appeal of taking pictures of food.
Maybe for a brochure, for a
For a menu,
card,
yeah,
something.
no.
Yeah, but you know, and like part of that food that they make for that picture is fake. So
Yeah.
some people seem to enjoy it. What's wrong with that? Just don't follow them on Instagram.
I don't want the new app, the new software, or the new update.
Well, in that case, your cybersecurity is going to be severely compromised.
And if I want to post an old photo,
Hang on, you just said you don't—
the news is 140 characters.
Oh, my mistake. And it ends on this big point.
I imagine a world where we smile when we have low batteries. Cause that'll mean we'll be one bar closer to humanity.
The implication here is that technology prevents humanity. How many films or songs have made you emotional? Or how many online conversations make people happy? Your own videos, judging from the response, make people emotional, which is very human. And he went even further in another video entitled, Why I Think This World Should End.
Technology has given us everything we could ever want, and at the same time stolen everything we really need.
Freaking everything around us is technology. Easily accessible food, your freaking polo shirt. What's the cutoff point for you? 1846? Was the penny farthing a step too far? He continues to monger fear.
It's easier to find a Big Mac than an apple.
No, it isn't. There are more supermarkets than McDonald's. Where are you looking for fruit? Also, you can get apples at McDonald's. Just ask.
When you find the apple, it's been genetically processed and modified.
We've been genetically modifying things for centuries. Bananas used to look like this. Do you want that? Do you want to eat that, Princey?
There's more violence on the screen than ever
got a
before.
point
And
there.
yet this is the least violent period in human history.
Today, we are probably living in the most peaceful time in our species' existence. Death rate goes down from 65,000 in the 1950s to less than 2,000 deaths in this decade.
There's so much of this crap. He makes it seem like the world is getting worse and worse, when in a lot of ways we're improving. But that's not a shareable poetry video, is it? Now this point I have is what made me stop thinking this could just be unintentional and made me question if he respects his audience at all. So on Facebook, different post types get different promotion by Facebook's algorithm. So Facebook can make the most money. Things which keep people on the site for longer are promoted, like videos and posts, and links which take people off the site don't. So that's why I upload most of my videos to Facebook directly rather than just linking to the YouTube video. And Prince E does this himself by uploading his videos to Facebook and YouTube separately. Now I noticed something weird on Prince E's Facebook. Very often he linked to articles externally instead of making posts directly on Facebook. Now I wondered why he wouldn't just post directly to Facebook or stick with the motivational quote pictures which he slaps his name on to get a bit more exposure. And then I realized most of the articles were from the same few websites. Most were plastered with ads and some of them were focused on selling something. When you see what this clickbait crap is, it gets worse. I found this article written for Prince EA, whatever that means, on this site titled 6 Signs You're in the Presence of a Deceased Family Member. So they're getting money by lying to desperate bereaved people and spamming their pages with ads. I might understand if this was a few articles which he'd made a mistake about, but this is systematic. It's freaking daily. So I wondered, hang on, is he getting paid for this? Isn't he supposed to disclose when he's paid to endorse something? So I looked it up. In America, where he's from, the FTC monitors how legal this stuff is. I found the FTC guidelines saying, say you're planning a vacation. You do some research and find a glowing review on someone's blog that a particular resort is the most luxurious place he's ever stayed. If you knew the hotel had paid the blogger hundreds of dollars to say great things about it, it could affect how much weight you'd give the blogger's endorsement. The blogger should, therefore, let his readers know about that relationship. But maybe he actually is just sharing articles regularly which decreases his Facebook ranking and potential audience growth, until I saw some of them were written by him. And the FTC guidelines also had a Q&A section which had this part. I work for a terrific company. Can I mention our products to people in my social networks? You should make sure that your relationship is disclosed to people who read your online postings about your company or its products. Either he's writing a lot of unpaid clickbait articles, or he's making money by misleading his audience every day. And as he's said repeatedly, he's really smart.
I'm gonna make smart cool again.
Now perhaps I missed something, which is entirely possible, but it seems seriously fishy to me. One of the most frustrating things about all this is that fundamentally, I like that he's trying to do good in the world. He clearly makes a lot of people happy and inspired, even if he does say so himself, and has raised some great awareness with a few of his videos. But these vague generalizations with no scientific backing just make it impossible to trust what he's saying. And what's worse is there are plenty of other issues which he could address which are a lot less vague and still incredibly important. And since Prince E has called out individuals in the past to give constructive criticism, I thought this might be the most appropriate way to address him.
I read a study the other day. It said be careful when you're listening to Prince EA. I'm not gonna cite it in case you criticize it, but let me try to summarize it anyway. It said if some guy makes wild, unsourced claims and never provides citations for what he states and tries to drum up fear over what's not a big deal, then be skeptical as hell of what he's saying. Calling everyone's depression the same. Are you insane? Guess not, or at least one psychiatrist would have explained it can't always just be thought out of Jesus. It's a chemical imbalance, please first do some research. And saying ADD is caused by media consumption, you're kinda hard to trust with such incorrect presumptions. A mountain of evidence is that it is genetic, and man, it's ADHD. Don't you listen to Kendrick? And you won't recall precious moments on the phone? I suppose you hated the moment you posed for this photo with Oprah, you hippie hypocrite, but a backtrack lickety split, deleted all of it quick. We're causing society's downfall. Technology's out to get us. Put down your phones, they're devious. Oh, and before you do, follow me on social media. You hate media overstimulation. Wait, look, how many spam articles are you posting on Facebook? But I've got to give congratulations for picking a videographer good enough to distract from the inaccurate crap you're saying. Fear-mongering over the state of the world to seem clever when several of the things you said are better than ever. We are way less selfish and we're safer than historically. And what made that possible? Oh yeah, technology, human curiosity, man, that is humanity. What isn't is spreading misinformation that's damaging. No, I'm not perfect, I bet I have some citations missed, but I try to be consistent, and if it isn't, then I'll fix it. I like your aim to bring attention to important issues, and if you fix things, you'd be great. Hell, that's why I thought to dish you. But if you won't listen to me, maybe you'll listen to one of your fans who left this comment trying to help you understand, saying, even though I really like your thoughts and attitude, gonna unfollow cause of clickbait ads and lack of scientific proof. Peace.
Go that way. Very,
Hi, I'm Dave from boyinaband.
Very cool. I would say they definitely.
This was not that hard though.
No, but it's still like I could see why you wouldn't want to attack him either. Like this is
Yeah.
It's kind of hard constructive criticism, but constructive criticism still, I would say. They both have good points.
I checked also before we went into this video if Prince E changed something about sharing his information that he got, and it's still not there. So this didn't really dent him, or
Get through to him, yeah.
And also, so far I know, boyinaband also linked to the videos down below in his box from the people that he had in the video. And I don't see any of those, that kind of thing with Prince E.
Yeah.
I mean, I like his message. I do, but it's flawed, and some of them is not based on realism, right? So I think what he says, you need to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
And do your own research.
For sure. They both have good points. They're both trying to do some good in the world, and I definitely see both sides of it, I would say.
Yeah.
I can totally see the want and need for sources. Everybody loves a little sauce, especially if you want to go do your own research and you're that kind of person. You should also think about the people, I guess, that have the mental side of things, that aren't just sad in life, which right now it seems like there's a lot of people that kind of cling on to. Well, not to mention a lot of music makes it real trendy to be depressed and to have issues and to have problems nowadays. So there are a lot of people out there that are just kind of riding a wave. The ones that truly are born with the issue, yeah, those ones. That's a difference. That's a different, wholeheartedly different thing than just being sad in life. So, it wasn't bad though.
Right? No. That's yeah, interesting. And we had some good conversation with it. So yeah, works out.
Very cool indeed. If we do end up dropping it on YouTube and you guys like, hit the like button if you liked it, the dislike button if you disliked it. Go show everybody some love. Check out the other video over here. Yeah, make sure to hit the bell notification. Till the next one, I'm highly combustible. That's Chill Step. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. I love you to the moon and back. Peace.